Hi, I'm Chris Smith. I'm the founder and creator of Property Investment Contacts and this YouTube channel. If you're not already aware, we source property investment deals and package them up all across the UK. We do offer our management services as well, so it does reassure investors that when they're looking at these property options on this YouTube clip, that it doesn't just make a good business sense for yourself, but also for us as well. Now, I do highlight a couple of the deals in terms of locations, property prices, and of course, what the ever important most investors are looking for these days is rental profits. So yeah, we do these videos every single month where we pick out three options. I will include a fourth option on this video as well, which I believe is going to be a property deal that's going to sell quite quickly in the next few days. So do keep your eyes peeled out for that property deal. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video and let's get on with it. Thank you. So, kicking off our first hot property pick for the month of May are three cottages situated in the town of Appleby. If you're not too familiar with the area, Appleby is a town that's basically in the Lake District. The properties themselves are on the doorstep of the national park. So quite a location for hotspot for short-term letters, holiday destination for dog walkers, cyclists. We have recently been getting more bookings through the likes of lecturers who are obviously studying at the national park, staying there for a couple of weeks or a month at a time and paying a nightly rate. So yes, there are three cottages in total. All cottages are two bed, one bathroom. They do come with hot tubs as well. Now, what you will need to do with this cottage is furnish it. So furniture packs for cottages in Eden Grove, especially the one if we look at a cottage that we have sold on the site, vary from 4.5 to £5,500. Again, it really depends on the quality of furniture pack that you want, but they will simply go in, measure up, and install the furniture for you. Now, we have negotiated quite a big discount on these three cottages. The market value is around 315, £320,000, but the seller's willing to take £290,000. Of course, that comes included with the hot tub. That's not an additional cost. Um, Now, if we're looking at the cottages that we do manage on this site on our holiday let package, we are varying between an occupancy rate of 55-60%. Now, the occupancy rates will seem a bit lower than our serviced accommodation apartments, but with like all holiday lets, it's very seasonal, and of course, they charge a higher nightly rate in those hot peaks of when it's busy. So, yes, if we look to look at the returns, this particular cottage will generate a healthy £2,000 of net income per month. And that's just over £24,000 a year in rental profit. Yes, that's after management fees and all associated costs like bills and cleaning bills, because the property does get cleaned every single week. I think with the added benefit with these units as well is that, like myself, if you do travel to the Lake District quite a lot, and I've got four children, so we do like to visit these national parks, then you can stay in the property. It would be something you would obviously liaise with our management team and obviously inform them of your arrival. You would just need to pay the cleaning bill. You're eating into your own rental income at that period, but of course, it is quite a healthy proposition that you can stay in it yourself and then use our management team when you're not there to rent it out in those busy seasons. So yes, £2,000 rental income per calendar month. You'll see from the video itself on YouTube as well, the properties have come quite high finished. All the flooring, the white goods have been fitted. The bathrooms are quite nice as well and nicely tiled. They are bath and shower, not just a shower. But the cottages have been popular. The cottages we have got on there, again, as I mentioned, they're netting over £2,000 a month. Hot tubs are quite popular as well on the feedback we've been getting on TripAdvisor. So yes, if it is an option of interest to you, do let me know at the end of the video, or contact me at the end of the video on the email I provide. So yeah, let's kick on with. So, moving on to our second hot property pick for the month of May. Now, this particular apartment is probably one of the highest returning properties that I can offer you at the moment. It's situated in the city centre of Doncaster. Yes, it's a newly named city now, Doncaster. And if you're not too familiar in terms of the area, it's the south of Yorkshire, with close commutes to the likes of Sheffield and Leeds. In terms of businesses in the area that we're likely to target on serviced accommodation on our management model, is the likes of big corporates like Amazon, Lidl, B&Q, and you've got DFS Furniture Factory there as well. Now, Doncaster itself has been quite a healthy commuter for people who are working in the likes of the city centre of Leeds and Sheffield, but of course, commuting from Doncaster. The property prices have not yet spiked in that area, including the rental incomes as well, which are on the rise. So Doncaster, for me, is a perfect location for serviced accommodation. It's the reason I picked this one out. Now, if we were to look at the figures, it's a cash investment. So just to remind you on that one, a cash investment only. The seller's looking for £90,500. It's a second floor one bedroom apartment. It will need to be furnished. So you're probably looking at around three to £3,500 for this one bed. Of course, they can go in, measure up, do all the installing for you as well. The figures, so if we was to look at a conservative 70 to 75% occupancy in the first year, with a nightly rate of 80 to £100 a night. If we was to look at the previous 12 months data in that area, you're looking at an healthy return of 13% net. Quite a healthy high return there for a conservative outlook. I mean, to give you an idea, we manage currently over 400 properties on serviced accommodation. Of course, averaging around 83, 84% occupancy. So if you was to do it on that figure, you would be well over the 14% net return figure for this investment. So as mentioned, the reason I picked this one out is because of that return. It's a very simple cash investment that will give you healthy cash flow every single month, and of course use that money to recycle into new investment or remortgage in the future when the properties do spike or start to spike in Doncaster area. So yeah, if it's of interest, do get in touch. Oh, what I did forget to mention is of course the racecourse as well. St Lager is a racecourse that's situated in Doncaster, one of the oldest in the UK. They run two racecourse events a year, summer and winter. That runs for a duration of 41 days. So, of course, during them periods, you are going to get a spike in nightly incomes. The nightly return will shoot through the roof in terms of your occupancy as well. We've seen this in areas such as Chester. That's where we're based. That's where it all started. We started to move landlords from buy to let onto short term let and piggybacking bookings from the likes of the racecourses. And that's where it all began for us 17, 18 years ago. So the racecourses are always a good sign if you're near one. You do get a healthy baseline of bookings from that. And as I mentioned, you get two a year, summer and winter. So yeah, if you're interested in that one, quite a high returning property, do get in touch and let me know. So, to conclude, we're on our third and final hot property pick for the month of May. Now, I'm not going to spend too long on this particular property deal because it's very similar to the one I've just mentioned in Doncaster. Now, this particular apartment is situated in the area of Retford, another great town, good for those business commutes into the likes of Leeds itself. Sheffield, Nottingham is a good shout as well because it's got a lot of good businesses for us to bounce off with service accommodation bookings. But very similar to Doncaster in a way of you've got the likes of Amazon, Lidl, who are likely to be targeting that area. Now, Retford and Doncaster, especially, well, some of the areas in the north east, I've been on our radar for a number of years now. So this particular apartment is only a small development that completed in January. So like everything else I've just mentioned, and Eden Grove and Doncaster, they are going to come with 10-year build warranties. So you've got that assurance as well. The leases are low for short-term lets. So this particular apartment is situated on the first floor. Again, like Doncaster, the seller is wanting a cash investment of £95,000 for this particular apartment. Now, a very, very healthy size, this apartment. So there's nothing really going to stop you refinancing maybe in the future, give it 6 to 12 months and then maybe see what equity you can, pull out, maybe 75% and leave the rest in the property and retain the ownership. The returns are a little bit lower than the one that we've got in Doncaster. The nightly rates in Retford vary from 70 upwards of £85 per night. Of course, we do things conservatively just to make sure you do your forecast on the bottom end of the scale. But even on that, 10-11% net is easily achieved in Retford. Of course, it would again be a property that you would need to furnish. With it being a good size, being completed, vacant as well. And the reason for the sale on this one, the developer actually planned to retain this one himself. He picked this out to hold on to himself and use our service accommodation model himself and move on. But he's planned a new development. He's now put an offering that's been agreed on a new development, not in this area, of course, and he needs the equity. So, of course, he's planning to sell it. £95,000, a simple, straightforward cash investment that again will generate a high net return. And we're going to be targeting really the same corporate lets and corporate companies in that area. Again, if you're interested in this one, do let me know. And yeah, let's move on to the hot fire property. Thank you. So, like with all videos that I broadcast every single month, I conclude with a quick fire property deal. Now, this is a property deal that I believe is going to be sold in the next few days. Now, that's completely up to investors who are watching this video. Whether you include yourself or not, that again is completely up to you. But this particular property deal is situated in the Hull city centre. Now, we've been looking for accommodation in Hull on our short-term lettings team for a number of years now, and we've finally found the site that we want. Again, the Lisa Lowe short-term lets. Now, if you are involved on my inner circle of UK property investors, for example, people who are on my emailing list, or the ones who subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll be fully aware that we've just launched 12 apartments completed, grade 2 listed building in the city centre of Hull. The properties themselves are situated in Old Town. Now, if you're not aware of the Old Town, it's part of the historic tour of Hull itself. The actual building that we're selling these apartments and managing these apartments was built in 1664. It was actually built by the town sheriff. I'm a big fan of these buildings. A lot of character to them. There's nothing quite like it in the area. And again, they've retained a lot of the character, so I'm pleased with the council on that they've forced the developer's hand in retaining a lot of the character of these apartments. So quite a stunning development completed, as I mentioned, so it will come with all the warranties, like any other option that I provided on this video. The properties themselves, now there's two available. Now, this site was launched by ourselves a few days ago. Two properties have come back on the market. 2 times 2 beds. One of them is a duplex. The price of that duplex is £150,000, and the price of the other one that's got a roof terrace is £160,000. Now, of course, we want to fully manage this ourselves. We've got a cry out of accommodation for our corporate clients like the NHS, HSBC, and some of the other banks as well that use our accommodation. So, yeah, it's come at a perfect time for us in terms of the management team. So, as I mentioned, even the one at £150,000 and the one at £160,000, absolutely stunning properties, and they'll generate you a nice cash flow of around 10-11% net for the year. Again, the forecast is very conservative on our behalf. We don't like to overinflate the figures just to get a sale. We prefer to retain the relationship and look at things on a conservative front. So 10-11% for your first year net, again, after all costs. Year 2, you are likely to receive repeat bookings. Now, there are other elements to Hull that we want to tap into. You're right by the river in Hull as well, so we've got access to the dock. They employ over 2,200 people at the actual docks themselves. So again, that is an industry that we would like to get involved in terms of offering our accommodation, well, your accommodation, if you do get involved. And there's a lot of ferries as well to the likes of the Amsterdam. So again, we're looking for relocation agents, even in Amsterdam, that we could potentially target and advertise to on our short-term lets. So as you can see from the pictures, it's absolutely stunning, this unit. So if you want to get involved, do let me know. I will get all the information details out to you so you can make a well-informed decision based on figures, pictures, and obviously the fact sheet on the lease and things that you're going to need to know about these two. So, yeah, do let me know if you want to get involved on that one. To give you an idea, all 12 were reserved in one day. These two have literally just come back on the market, so I thought I'd best include it on the video as well. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Do subscribe if you want to get involved and you want to be kept up to date with these YouTube clips. So I do hope you've enjoyed the hot property picks for the month of May. There wasn't really any outtakes with this one, not many anyway, not like normal. So hope you've enjoyed it. If there's any property there that's of interest to you, especially the quick fire property deal, please do drop me an email on chris.smith@propertyinvestmentcontact.com. If you can just please send me your contact details along with the option that is of interest to you, and I will get all the information across to you on email, and just so you can make a well-informed decision on whether the property deal's for you or not. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Do click me a like. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, I will keep you in touch with all the property deals that I source, and as well as, of course, the odd educational video as well, for example, the tax advantages to short-term lets. So yeah, thank you, and speak soon.